the central figure. It was such a fascinating man. Since he had such a great history in terms of this medical practice. I don't want the name Ayurveda. I'm sure I'm saying it incorrectly, but the practice is so ancient. And I thought it had such a great sort of spiritual backdrop and understanding what it means to be a healer and what it means to sort of try to help people maintain a certain level of quality of life while they're on Earth. I think him being 90 years old and still being so spry, cogent, and still working quite hard, I think was quite inspirational, and it was in a reflection of how modern culture has not created an environment in which people can age gracefully in the same type of way. And a lot of people have a lot of very stark medical conditions as they get into later age that could be avoided with more natural approaches. I thought that the natural medicine approach obviously has a great basis in history, but I thought that the narrative did a good job of sort of understanding that there's a reason for modern medicine, but showing that the place for natural medicine, especially as a preventative measure, is often more successful. Obviously, if you have a debilitating cancer or something, or a huge tumor, that maybe this might not be the best choice, but for people that are not that level of sick and can still use preventative measures to make sure their quality of life stays consistent throughout their time here, I think the piece showed a really great way and great modes of thought and approaches that have maintained that and have proven to work over many years. So I thought the piece had a great sense of history and spirituality as a result. And I thought the main subject was really just a fascinating figure that allowed you to sort of get into the piece both in an emotional way as well as a sort of logical way in terms of how you would pursue this in your own life if you chose to do so. So I thought it was very well done and educational.
Vishwanath, the 90-year-old healer, was really amazing just to hear his story and his passion towards this way of life and this medicine, and to hear that he's basically been doing this for 81 years since he was 9 years old, and how by the age of 9 he had this passion for this medicine was really amazing to see, and he maintains his passion to this day. Um, the passing down of tradition and knowledge and how important that is for this community was really powerful. Um, and also the message, a lot of times in the age of modern medicine, we look down upon this medicine, this natural medicine. I feel like a lot of people, especially in the Western world, are very suspicious of this. A lot of times we're warned that these things are scams, they're quacks, etc. But in this case, in this documentary, it really truly seems like it's something that works, and for these people, and something that's largely dismissed is actually, um, something that works and something that's natural and really heals people. So this is a great documentary to bring awareness to that and to the Eastern medicine practices that are valid and these traditions and knowledge that need to be kept alive, um, and not be smothered by modern medicine and Western practices.
I really liked the fact that the filmmaker started this by giving you text, explaining to you what you were about to see. I thought that that was smart. And it put me right in the mood to listen to his story and to go ahead and take this journey with him and to understand what he's experienced and stuff like that. So I really liked the subject matter. I think the filmmakers did this justice too with their cinematography and their sound design because everything was just sheer perfection. The colors, the sound, the crispness, the clarity of it, the way that this was edited, great job.
Discarding versus recycling. That is to say, if something feels like it's a lost cause, sometimes it's not to your best interest to discard it, and it may be better to try to rejuvenate it, reutilize it, because one of the arguments in this profile was the notion that many of these plants that were used for the herbs or for healing properties for medicines, they're dying. And instead of trying to save the plants, they're uprooting them, they're discarding them, they're throwing them away. and instead they're focusing on urbanizing the land, which is more detrimental and part of the reason why they're running into that issue. It definitely is a concerning notion, especially with the way the world has been going when it comes to the environment. Um, if everyone goes in with this mindset, soon we're going to be left with nothing.
I've heard of Ayurvedic medicine before, but I learned a lot more from this wise old man in the film. Wow, 90 years old and so dynamic and ambitious. I love the close up shots of his wonderfully expressive face and the footage of various people preparing the herbs. Lots of great takes of the area. What a vibrant place. I enjoyed the rather mysterious soundtrack under the action, too. I hope his dream comes true to more widely spread the knowledge of this successful medical practice.
This Ayurveda expert wants to keep on giving, teaching others the fantastic power of medicinal herbs. It's sad that this knowledge is not being passed on systematically on the new generations. We are investing in Western medicinal practices that are heavily dependent on managing pain and symptoms rather than addressing the causes. But I'm glad to see this person is very empowered to pass the knowledge on. The techniques looks very specific. Whatever they showed, it looks very manual, and I think part of the process is that. But I'm so glad that they are doing this film to bring some awareness to this fantastic person.
Not only is it so powerful and inspirational to see that he still has so much life, such passion, determination, will, but that it's his dream, to pass on all this knowledge so that it can live on. I think that's really cool. The idea that if we don't keep this knowledge alive, we're ultimately going to be hurting ourselves is really interesting. And the fact that he gives out all this medicine and this medical care for free is amazing. It's so cool to see someone who can actually live according to their own convictions. And the fact that they do social work as well, not just treating the individual body, they're treating the social body. Everything's all connected. It's brilliant. It's fascinating. And then seeing them kind of struggle to be able to get hold of the herbs and to grow the herbs because of environmental decay. It's tragic, but also really interesting because again, it just shows destroying the environment destroys ourselves. So it did feel like there was a sense of the holisticness, the connectedness of everything. The necessity of keeping this knowledge alive and treating the social body as well, the individual body, and looking after the environment, to look after ourselves. That's really interesting.